How's it going, everybody? So I didn't even realize that we didn't have Google Meets today, so I didn't prep this video ahead of time. But I guess it is ahead of time since you don't have class until what, like it's like 10 something, 10:01. I don't know. Anyway, what I would like to do today is get you all moving on our next exercise. So, uh, since we're not in school and we can't work on our lasso tool projects, I wanted to make sure that we could do something. So, our next project is going to be called compositing, where we take different images and we composite them together. So, we're gonna need a couple things. So let me go to my screen. We're gonna need three elements. We're gonna need a landscape, and we're gonna need two things to put into it. So I'm gonna get a landscape. What landscape do I like? There's a couple good ones that I liked. Let's do this one. This one's okay. I'm gonna go ahead and save this to my. Is that gonna work? Yes, it did. It didn't save to my that desktop, but it's fine. Okay, and then I'm gonna get two things to put into it. So I'm gonna get some birds. Bird. Where's this bird? He's screaming. He's mad. View image. Save image as bird desktop. Save. And then let's get something else, like a kangaroo. Yeah, he looks mad. Maybe all kangaroos just look mad. Save image as kangaroo. Okay. So, great. Now I have my three elements. They're all on my desktop. If you're on a PC, you have to save them to somewhere on your computer, and then you can open them in Photopea. But if you're not on your computer, then you can save them into your Google Drive, and you'll be able to open them in Photopea from there. So I'm just going to hit File, Open. I'm not going to hit New Project. I'm going to hit File, Open. And then I'm going to grab my landscape photo. Ba-ba-ba. Okay. Oh, that's really low resolution. That's fine. That's not that big of a deal. Okay? So I have my landscape photo, and I want to make sure that I can bring my new things in here. So I have this, and let's put our kangaroo in the lake, or like chilling over here. So in order to put something new into your image, we need to hit File, Open again, because you don't want to open them in the same thing. So I'm going to open this image. So now I have these two images. So up here, you should be able to see two different tabs where you can switch between your documents that you have open. So, and this is where our last project, the Lasso Tool project, comes in handy a lot, because the Lasso Tool project is super, super good for teaching you how to do this right. So I'm going to grab my Lasso Tool, which is here, and I'm going to go ahead and select my kangaroo. I'm gonna do it quickly because I don't have a whole lot of time, but you should do it slowly. Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and use the Option key to refine my selection, or the Alt key if you're in your Chromebook. If that's not working for you, you can do this up here. I can go just and click this button up at the top, and then I can use the lasso tool as if I was holding the Alt key all the time. But that's only the Alt key. So I'm just going to go ahead and do that. Shave off all the background that I brought in because I'm bad at selecting things. I'm not actually bad at selecting things. I'm great at selecting things. Get this hole between his legs. I actually don't know if it's a he. I shouldn't assume that. I don't know what a female kangaroo looks like versus a male kangaroo. That is not my area of expertise. I'm not a kangaroo scientist. So now I'm going to hit Add, and add any little spots that I missed. So like up by the ears, Some of the foot that I screwed up. Some over here. Whatever that is. All right, cool. So now I have my kangaroo pretty much selected. Okay. Now, it's very easy from this point to get this into my landscape. So I'm just going to hit Edit, Copy. Control C, Command C, Edit, Copy. I want to come over here. I'm going to hit Edit, Paste. Now, what we're seeing is my kangaroo, but he's super big. Like, look at this guy. Oh, I screwed his face up. That's fine. Okay, so what I want to do is make sure he's smaller. So up here, by the at the top in our controls, as long as we're all using the Move tool now, this boy, Move tool, we can click the Transform Controls button, and that's going to give us these little corner pins. So I can just drag the corner down, holding the Shift key, because I want to make sure he doesn't get like short and fat, because that would make him look like a weird kangaroo. So I'm just going to keep doing this until he's a size that's manageable, or the size that I want him to be. That looks good. So if you don't hold the Shift key, you can get like a oops. If you don't hold the Shift, and I just screwed that up, so don't mind me. I just got to do this again. Now again, I'm holding the Shift key this whole time. I'm going to show you what happens if you don't use the Shift key, because it's very funny. So if you don't use a Shift key, you can like make a long kangaroo or a tall kangaroo. Like that, you can do this, and this just like this looks weird. So we want to make sure that we're using the Shift key so he stays to be like a normal kangaroo. So I'm going to make him like whatever the right size. That's still very large. And then click off of the transform controls. Now he's just chilling here. All right, so that's one way we can do it. Now, I want to show you one other thing that I would like you to do, and that is to be able to place something behind something else in your original image. So hold on. My throat's hurting today. So what I want to do is I want to take this bird. File open, bird. I want to take this bird, and I want to put him behind these mountains. Let's put the kangaroo over here. I want to put the bird behind these mountains. I want to like make him like screaming with the sunset. I think that'll be funny. So I'm gonna get my lasso tool, and what I'm gonna do is zoom in to this really low resolution image, and I'm going to very carefully select the top of the mountains here. Okay, I'm just gonna and then when I'm done, I'm gonna make a big selection underneath. Okay, this big selection, it doesn't matter how big it is, but I'm just gonna make it this real big chunk. Okay, so your selection should be very careful and very precise at the top, but it doesn't matter about the bottom. You're just using this as a blanket. So now, this is a super important, a super duper important thing. When you want to take a selection, and you want to take whatever's on that layer in that selection and put it on its own layer, that's a very useful thing to do. So right now I'm selected on my background, which is my landscape image, and I want to take this section of the mountain and all the other stuff that I've selected, and I want to put it on its own layer. So I'm going to hit Control J. And now what that's done is it's a layer with this right here. But it didn't take it off of my my landscape. So I have this little cutout that's just perfect. So let's undo that. All right, so now it's lined up perfectly. And what we can do is go back to our bird. I'm just going to select the bird, like about half of him. So let's grab the bird. Oh, I screwed that up. I'll fix that later. Okay. So let me refine that selection. And again, I I told you I use the lasso tool like this a lot because lasso tool is great. It's a great tool. So I suggest that you all try your very hardest to get very skilled with it, because it does a lot of things very well, and you can very finely control your images. And I find that is very helpful in the long run, and it helps with compositing as well. Okay, so I got my bird's head selected. I'm going to hit edit copy again. I'm going to hit edit paste. And now my bird's head is in here. Great, right? All I have to do now is drag this guy underneath. And I have this bird. Okay, so you can see he's just underneath this little hole here. But when he's tucked behind, we can't see anything out. He has the illusion of being behind these mountains, which is great. It's fantastic. This is a 10 out of 10 image, and literally nothing can take that away from you. Okay, so this exercise I would like you to do. Bring one thing in normally. Ooh, auto select. I would like you to bring one thing in normally, and then put one thing in the landscape behind something. So right now I have this bird behind the mountains. Okay, so I have a kangaroo in normally and a bird in behind something. I would like you to do that same exercise. Remember, Command J or Control J does, you grab something, you select something and bring it onto its own layer. And you select and hit edit copy, edit paste to bring it somewhere else. Okay, this is a fun exercise. We will be doing a similar project to this in Photoshop, so be ready for that. We will finish our lasso tool project when we get a chance, though, okay? Alrighty. Have a good time.